Lost in the Storm. Written by Carl Newson, illustrated by Michael Emerson. At the very pointy top of an old and jagged mountain, where a winding river flows and a wild forest grows, there lives a little fire dragon called Smoky. Smoky is an adventurer. She's a soarer and a swooper. She's a super loop-the-looper. But once upon a thunderstorm, one night not long ago, while Smoky soared above a hill, the winds began to blow. Then the flashing lightning struck, and the rumbling thunder rolled, and in the cloud so dark and grey, Smoky turned and lost her way, and plunged into the sea, into the stormy, icy cold. Help! There upon the sea, she felt so frightened on her own. The water crashed and splished and splashed, but Smoky wasn't alone. A whale rose up in the stormy waters, appearing by her side, and with a whoosh it said to Smoky, "Would you like a ride?" "Yes, please." Smoky shivered, with a quiver in her speech. "Thank you, kindly whale. Could you take me to the beach?" Smoky climbed aboard. She wasn't frightened any more. The whale told her stories as they headed to the shore. Below a twinkling starry sky, while the storm was chased away, and the sun began to rise as the night became the day. Smoky searched along the coast to find a way back home. She couldn't see the mountain high. Her wings were still too wet to fly. The cliffs were far too tall to climb. But something made her stop and listen, trickling in her ear. "The river!" Smoky gasped, and she knew that she was near. But here the river fell into a tumbling waterfall, where the valley met the cliffs, with no way through at all. Smoky felt like giving up, but something made her look. Between the rocks behind the fall, she found a hiding nook. Then she saw a little light. She smiled and she rejoiced. "Hello, little dragon," said a small and friendly voice. An island boy was drawing on the wall inside the nook. A forest and a river and a dragon on the roam, and an old and jagged mountain Smoky recognized as home. Smoky told the boy about the thunder and the lightning, how the flashes and the rumbles made it all so very frightening, how she fell into the sea and how a whale heard her call, and the boy drew her adventure using chalk upon the wall. "Thunder," said the boy, "is just the sky singing a song. Lightning," said the boy, "is just the clouds singing along." Smoky dried her wings beside the fire's warming glow. Then the boy said, "Follow me, there's a secret way to go." Through a twisting cave they went, and out into the light. Smoky thanked the island boy and sprang up into flight. Up above the river and the valley and the hill, she swooped towards the mountain high, but then was frozen still. Between her and the mountain was a storm cloud up ahead. Smoky felt the rain begin. She felt a worry creeping in. She felt her tummy start to spin. But something made her think instead of what the island boy had said. Smoky closed her eyes. She was afraid, but she was brave. and she soared into the storm just like the drawing in the cave. At the very pointy top of an old and jagged mountain, where a winding river flows and a wild forest grows, a little fire dragon swooped and landed in the rain, and she looked back through the storm with the biggest, proudest smile, and she could not wait to go adventuring again.